That's crazy, man.
So broad, I've been on the fence too long. Switch it up, strange on mine. Running from the things I lie. Down for face to die. Don't even try. What do I do it for? I'd rather live righteous. Yeah, Jesus my guidance. Ready to curse, ready to swear. This is goodbye, ready to shine. This is my word. No, 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 no. I can breathe out. Falling in love one more time. Don't ever tell me I'm not. I can finally breathe. Running down my pulse. I feel right at home. Just to watch the film. I'm about to blow. Running down my pulse. I feel right at home. This me on the move. Think I do this road. Running down my pulse. I feel right at home. This time watch the flow. I'm about to blow. Running down my pulse. I feel right at home. Press me on the move. Think I do this road. El amor de Dios es original y no fake. Porque Él me amó primero antes de nacer. Sostiene mi mano para así yo no caer. No me falta nada porque tengo todo en Él. Ya, dime que ok. Estamos en otro nivel. Aquí somos más y no nos avergonzamos. Les doble uno seis. Óyeme, parcero, que lo sepan en todo tu quiero. Tengo familia en el mundo entero. Hijos de aquel que murió en el madero. Ahora tengo una familia donde todos velan por mí. Con todos aquellos defectos que tengo que aceptan ayer. El mejor estilo de vida que tengo es este que elegí. En donde a mí tengo que morir primero para yo vivir. No, 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 no. I can breathe out. Falling in love one more time. Don't ever tell me I'm not. I can finally breathe. Running down my pulse. I feel right at home. Just to watch the film. I'm about to blow. Running down my pulse. I feel right at home. This me on the move. Think I do this road. Running down my pulse. I feel right at home. This time watch the flow. I'm about to blow. Running down my pulse. I feel right at home. Press me on a move. Think I do this road. Shout out to the 954, baby. You know how we getting it. Broward.
24 hours, and I got a little crazy. H20, stop tripping on me. I can't lose, and all my blessings coming by the two. Ooh, 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 I can't lose, and all my blessings coming by the two. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ain't no hate, gotta catch me on a whole nother date. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ain't no hate. You gotta catch me on a whole nother day. Yeah, 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 yeah.
I can't lose. Feel like all my blessings coming by the tools. Two for me, two for you. Double cup, had to double up the juice. I don't do lean, all I do is rock. Catch me in a spot, double shift, work up round the clock. Make the music hot, make it work. I know she a flirt, I ain't got the time. Mess it up for a little cut. No, I'm on a grind, I got a house to keep. I got these mouths to feed. I've been working through the winter, I'ma show out for spring. I'm finna tell the summer, hit the beach in the Bahamas. Blessings be coming in tours, but only one little mama. Yeah.
I can't lose, and all my blessings coming by the two. Ooh, 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 I can't lose,
no haters. I ain't worried about a hater. I tell them do me a favor. Keep it up, you motivators. Put it on me, yeah they want me. No smoke, I ain't worried about it, they can't harm me. No joke, I'm protected, I'm too blessed it and assessed it. Look around and reassess it. Your best interest ain't to test it. No, I don't do lean. All I do is ride in a spot. Work around the clock, make the music hot. Can't lose, cup be running over. Blessings by the tools. 2 for me and 2 for you. 20, tell them how we do. Ooh, ooh.
I can't lose. And all my blessings coming by the two. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I can't lose. And all my blessings coming by the two. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ain't no hate. Gotta catch me on a whole nother date. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ain't no hate. You gotta catch me on a whole nother day. Yeah, 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 yeah. We don't care about any haters. 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 I can't lose. And all my blessings coming by the two. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I can't lose. And all my blessings coming by the two. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's about that time, you already know. Turn the speakers up, man, it's time to start the show. Sean Tanner, Ryan Righteous, DJ Jeremiah. We bringing the heat, man, this joint be fire like bruh. We in the field, we in the field, bruh. We in the field, we in the field. Just put it in work, we raising the bar. You tuned in to the Trackstarz.
Hey, yo, what's cracking? It's your man Lecrae, aka Creasy Crayola, the bond servant. Right now, you listening to the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, and Jeremiah. I see you, boy. Hold it down. Yeah.
Yeah, back in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. What's good?
All right, this segment is sponsored by Trackstarz Investment Group. You now have an opportunity to come and hear about Forex, to hear about drop shipping, to hear about stocks, and also one day real estate. So make sure you check out the Trackstarz Investment Group. Make sure you come to a webinar to find out more about it and join the universe, man. We're having a good time over here, and we're showing you how to make income on non-traditional sources of income. All right.
Man, we got a very special guest with us, Kenny Fresh in the building. How you doing, sir?
So fresh.
What's up? What's up?
Yeah, man.
Fresh. My
So Kenny is actually one of our writers on Trackstarz, and he is super dope, man. So you'll kind of learn about him as we go. But he's been writing for us for a long time. He's a writer himself, so we'll let him talk about that throughout the show. But it's gonna be an interesting one today, fellas. First of all, I am sick again. So everybody that prayed for me last time, pray again.
Wow.
It's been crazy. But anyway, so we gonna keep going. This is gonna be a fun day. So first off, did y'all hear the Lecrae album?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, man.
So Lecrae just released Restoration. Jeremiah put together a little mix for me. Let me play that, and we're gonna come and talk about it. Y'all ready?
Mm-hmm.
I lost everything I had inside a couple years. Lost my faith, I lost my mind, I lost a lot of tears. Let me go. I've been going through so much, I swear these people let my throat. That's on me, that's on mamas. On my mama, I can't take no more, so miss me with that drama. Get your commas. Much. Scared I'ma lose my touch. I'm trying to hold what I can't have. Lord God, please loosen up my grasp. I've been broken hearted, mind departed, stopped and started, lost my hope and lost my way. Got a Nike deal, all I see is checks. They on Instagram, flexing for respect. You can win a jet, I don't carry flight. Cross the ocean till we made it. And my DNA test at the west side of the motherland is where they take us from. Never remember daddy's side, so I couldn't tell y'all if I'm Zulu. I might go crazy, I might go MJ back in the 80s, back in the 90s. I might go off, or they better not try me. It might get dicey. I ain't trying to go back to the old me. I'm trying to hang on like my mama told me. Don't save me, 'cause I've been that way over my head lately. Shame got me sinking, going off the deep end. Heartache took my breath away, now I'm barely breathing.
no celebs and all, and what I wear can pay the rent, but on the inside I'm sick. I know I'm bound to fall. I'm chasing the world and its pleasures. Careful about what you treasure. I'm a new Diablo. Father touched me like I'm Pablo. Sunday service on the front stoop with a cup of tea in the condo. Tony Evans kicking convo, walking me through my storm. Like dogs catching plays. Take you on a trip down memory lane. The pistol sister stealing mama's liquor. 17, I think I fell in love with a stripper. Come too far to let it go. Tell all my partners, hold your head until we home. We never quit, we just do it to death. I ain't gonna go to no life in my breath. After they carry it, bury me, tell them no worry, I'll be back to finish my reps. Dress, I got it blazing. Burning all these bridges, misbehaving. Going crazy. I've been really out here praying. Thinking lately, I ain't acting right, I know the way my mama raised me. From my brokenness, no pills for hopelessness. I still pop them trying to cope with it. Cry from loneliness. Devil played his part and played me, I'm foolish. Grew too lazy, God say take heed less too far, but I'm such an October baby. I got too much to say, but haven't said enough. I call the music business bluff, I ain't famous enough. Who cares if they think I'm saved enough? Grace is sufficient, my blood donor gave enough. And they be tripping when they...
All right, what y'all think?
Yeah.
Ray Restoration.
Yeah.
What you think,
Let's
Jeremiah?
go with Kenny first.
Okay, Kenny, what you think, man?
I love the album. I've been waiting for it for a long time. I had the mug on repeat all day yesterday. So like Sunday morning, like you can low key have a worship session to that, John, man. Finally, him and Kirk Franklin on the track. The whole thing slaps. I'm trying to figure out what song I'm gonna make my text tone and my ringtone. I'm feeling Zombie and Sunday morning for sure.
I think it's a mature album. I feel like Lecrae has given us different sides of him, but I think this is the one that he wants us to pay the most attention to. And the reason why I'm saying that is because this is the one that everybody feels like they want. Like they want success. They want the money. They want everything. And it was still not enough. And I think that's the message he wants people to know is like Christ isn't the enough that we are trying to get in this life. Like what we need in this life is Christ, and that's it. And I think he talks about it very well in majority of these songs. Like he's talking about like, man, I got my family, I'm good. I got Christ, I'm good. You know, I tried the worldliness, I tried this, I tried that, I tried blah blah blah. I mean, like he has a video with him breaking a hammer over his Tori Kelly song with him with a plaque, and it's just like, wow, you know what I mean? That's an achievement that you did. Like it was like a gold album or a platinum album, I can't remember which one, but that's just what I felt like. And I felt like it's a very mature album, even though some of the production on it is still, like he says, slaps and it still got beats and it still goes. But at the same time, the content is a mature content. It's not just, you know what I mean? It's just like he is like I would say it's like a mature rebel. And what I mean by that is like it's him still telling us, even as our community, like, hey, once we get in these spaces, y'all think one thing, but it's really something else, and it's not going to fulfill you like you think it is. So I like the project. Like I said, I need to listen to it some more times just to get the feel of it. But I feel like Lecrae, this is a mature Lecrae, and I feel like if he continues to give us this, then I feel like we're on the right track. And then also I feel like he understands everything that he put in his project, even with the docu-series, just exposing so much in that series. I mean, it was a good rollout. I think this is one of his best rollouts as well. So
that's dope. All right, so what are some of the songs you think that were standouts on this project? Any singles that, obviously he had his own singles, but what to you was like the single?
To me, I believe Still is a single. Like that record is crossover. I think that joint is fire. I like Over the Top. Over the Top is the hammer time for this album for me. I feel like that joint is dope. I wasn't too fond of Drown. I thought it was cool. Zombie does go. Sunday Morning goes too. So those are a few records that I like. I like Set Me Free. I like the sample he did with Mary Mary Shackles. But for me, the ones that really, really stand out was Over the Top and then Still. I really like those. Those were the ones. And I like Sunday Morning and Zombie.
So I'll say something. So what's funny is that I actually listened to the critics before I actually heard any of the project. But I did start playing it on my own. I didn't agree with the critics, man. Somebody DM'd me and told me that they felt like this was a boring Lecrae project, and I definitely didn't feel that. What was interesting was that I had a lot of anticipation for the project based on what we heard from Ace and Marcus over at Reach Records. When they were on the show, they said that this was his best project, right? They said you're going to get a mature Lecrae. You're going to get a balanced Lecrae, like a refocused Lecrae. And I think that's exactly what I heard. So I definitely wasn't disappointed, even from the songs that I did hear and the samples of the rest of them. I mean, I'm a big Lecrae fan. My favorite rapper. I say that all the time because so many things make him my favorite rapper. But I think it's just the fact that I'm able to be 100% comfortable listening to his music, not feeling, like my spirit is vexed or that I got to worry about, the music around my kids. So there's a lot of things that make him my favorite rapper, but his versatility on this project, the fact that he's got, Kurt Franklin, the fact that he's got, some samples on there, it just means that, we just got a refreshed Lecrae. And I agree with Jeremiah too. I could hear remnants of the Rebel album in there. So I'm excited to hear, it all in full length and just play it on repeat, like Kenny said. And shout out to Kenny, man. Y'all don't know, Kenny has been with Trackstarz for over 5 years, right at 5 years, actually, being one of our top writers. So, bro, we appreciate you being here, man. Happy birthday. This is cool for you to come hang out with us, man. We really appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man. So it's interesting. Jeremiah's list is totally different than mine. I would say I'll just say my favorite one. My favorite was Deep End. That's my flavor right there. The vocal sample, that's my vibe. So whenever I hear Lecrae go there, that's when me and him vibe. I think Lecrae shows that that he still can put together the best sounding project. Like you may like different styles of rappers and all that kind of stuff, but overall quality of album from top to bottom he's still the best at delivering that. His team, the engine that they've built is still the best at that. So I think he's still, comparing him to like the LeBron. You may think there's other people coming up that could get LeBron and but he's still LeBron. You know what I mean? Like he's still got it. So I think that's what this one shows is just he's mastered putting out good albums. So whether you like him or not, it's still a good album. You know what I mean?
Was anybody disappointed not to hear any other Reach artists on it?
Go ahead, Kenny.
I didn't notice until you mentioned it. He didn't have any Reach. I really didn't notice that. I was sucked in by the beats and the vibes. My favorite, the single for me was Nothing Left to Hide because they use it so much in the promo. And I just love that chant. I feel like, I haven't checked the credits, but I feel like S1 made that. It just sounds like something S1 would do. And I really like that. But yeah, there's no Reach on there. That's crazy.
But one of the songs, I can't remember what song it was offhand. One of the songs sounded like the hook was One Day. I can't remember what song.
I could tell One Day helped on something. I could tell.
One of the songs sounded like her hook when she was rapping, or the way she was saying it, or whoever was saying it, it sounded like One Day. So
yeah. So another question I have for you: do you think that he started working on this project before he left Columbia?
I don't know, because his rollout, and the reason why I'm asking that, because I'm seeing Lecrae everywhere, and I'm like, okay, how people's rollout and financially you present that your project to the world is not just an indie. You know what I'm saying? So I that's why like the question would be like, maybe this was his last project on Columbia, and it was like he handed it in and was like, okay, I'm done with you guys, and I'm not gonna mess with you. I'm severing ties. So maybe this was his last project on Columbia. I mean, I don't know, but I don't know. Do they still have distribution through Columbia though? Because I know one time they did.
So the reason I asked the question, and I know Kenny, you got a point you want to make. The reason I asked the question is because I was wondering if he was like held back from using reach artists? You know what I mean? Like, was it one of those things where they were like, hey, get Kurt Franklin, hey, you know, get some other people that the industry might know more, like John Legend? Would that be something that a major label would make a decision on, where the rest of your crew has to kind of like fall back?
I would say probably. Yeah, that's probably is too, because, or probably him himself was like, hey, I want to work with John Legend, and so they probably made that phone call. I want to work with YK Osiris, so I want to work with I hope I say her name right, Dania Lee. I want to work with these people because I want to see them on their come up. One of John Legend is a legend, and then also I see these people on their come up, and I really want them to work. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, he really didn't have that many featured rappers on this as well. Like, a lot of people were doing more hooks for him than, if they rap, they were doing more hooks than giving a verse. So that was interesting too.
Mm-hmm. What were you going to say, Kenny?
My point was going to be like, I think he had the album. The album was complete, I think, before he left Columbia, because I think in a video or maybe a post, like right after he announced it, like he said that they let him leave with the album, which is very uncommon. And so I think the album was done, or just about, because it was supposed to come out in March.
Yeah.
So I think the album was already complete. And I think the reason that he didn't have a lot of rappers on there is because, you know, certain artists, whenever they come back and they're refreshed, they want to tell their story and not have too many artists on there. So I think it was just one of those, like, you know, no one can really talk about the process of being restored, of Lecrae's restoration, better than himself. And I think the featured artists kind of added, like you said, to the hook, to kind of help bring the flavor across. But I feel like this is really just Lecrae's story. I think that's why there's not a lot of people in there.
Yeah, I just I'm proud of Lecrae, because I mean, this whole album is you guys remember when we talked to him at the studio and he was saying like how he went through a real rough time after that whole anomaly after Music Stop season, and went through depression, and I'm seeing him say that again on his documentary. And I think there was a pastor that said something in his documentary that I've been saying for a long time. Whenever we talk about idols, can Christians ever become like idols, you know, or icons? And we were talking about Michael Jackson and how I really believe that Michael Jackson deteriorated because of the weight of the glory that was given to him, right? That we're not made to receive that kind of glory, receive that kind of earthly praise. And when you receive so much of it, your body can't handle it, because with the praise comes not just praise, but you get a lot of critics as well. And,
right.
And the good things and the bad things will mess your mind up. The good things will make you think too much of yourself, and the bad things will make you think too little of yourself. And that back and forth tug between thinking too much and thinking too little of yourself can rip you apart. God is the only one that can handle that level of glory, that level of attention, that level of praise. So people like Lecrae, who got all of the glory of CHH thrusted on his back, like, go, you be the savior, right? That's a lot of pressure, man. And I think it hurt him, especially when the whole Black Lives Matter stuff started backfiring on him, and I'm not a Christian hip hop artist stuff started backfiring on him. Yeah. All that stuff hit him at the same time, and I just think that it's a good story to see, like, wow, like everybody wants to be famous, everybody wants to be the best of this and that, but you don't know what comes with that. Like, it could ruin your life, your marriage, your family, your own personal happiness, your peace. What are you really wanting out of this thing? Do you really want that, or do you want something better than that? I think that story is a good one to hear.
Let me ask you this question. How far do you think Lecrae's influence goes? Like, when we think about the people that he has impacted with his music, would you say that's in the, I mean, I know now because of the Louis Giglio situation and trending on Twitter that he's probably been exposed to, you know, hundreds of millions of people. But before that, how much weight do you think he really carried as far as people knowing who he is, what he was about, what he stands for, all of that?
I would say that a lot of people knew who Lecrae was. I know I have family members, I have coworkers who they listen to hip hop and they be like, and I tell them about our show and stuff, and they be like, yo, that one Christian rapper, and I'm like, Lecrae, like, yeah, him, he's good. And I'm like, wow, that y'all know about him like that. And I have a cousin who right now is incarcerated, but I went up to New Jersey for my sister passed a couple years ago, and we were having a conversation, and he was like, "Man, Lecrae, he dope, man, he dope," and I'm like, "You know about Lecrae?" Like, so his reach is there. No pun intended. His reach is there, but I think that he was the one that people knew about a lot. And it wasn't like, I think we had that conversation almost like about Mouthpiece, where it was like Mouthpiece was so dope of how he can rap and doesn't sound like cringy talking about the scriptures. And I think Lecrae has that same thing where he could use a scripture in a rhyme and people don't be like, it could be like, wow, this is good. Like I'll listen to this because it's energetic. It doesn't sound like he's trying to be something he's not. But he creates great music. And I mean, that's the big step, the music. If your music is good, people will listen to what you got to say. If your music is slaps, or if it's if people can feel what you're talking about as well.
Lecrae is still the only Christian rapper some people even know about. Like, you know anything about Christian rap? I know Lecrae.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Everybody thinks this thing is so big. And we've done well. Like, Christian hip hop as a whole has progressed since we got involved, but it's still small compared to a lot of stuff. So Lecrae is honestly one of the only people some people know. Now they know other people that we claim as Christian hip hop, like some of us claim, and like NF and people like that. And they also, of course, know about Chance. They credit Chance as a Christian hip hop artist. But as far as the actual CHA circle, it's Lecrae. That's it.
Yeah.
So he has a lot of pressure on him to represent all of us, to represent people who think like us. You know what I mean? So I don't envy that at all. Like that's a big, heavy burden.
Yeah, and also just to think that people know in the industry it's gonna sound bad, but know the difference between him and Chance. For some strange reason, like he gets a shout out from Rap Caviar on Twitter, right? I see it and I'm like, oh snap, let me go to Rap Caviar and see if they put him on there, and they didn't. They put him on another playlist, but he should be on a playlist. Over the Top could easily be on Rap Caviar. Why is that not the case? You get what I mean? So I just think even though the industry knows who Lecrae is, they say it all the time. The source, like I was saying this before we got on, XXL, Christian rapper Lecrae, new song, new album, Restoration, and it's good. You need to go check it out. They saying that, you know. But go ahead, Kenny. What you was about to say?
I was gonna say his reach is ever since 06, man. He's just been going up and up. Like you can chart a timeline. 06, Jesus Music. 08, Rebel. First, I think it might have been the first CHA to do the like chart on iTunes charts. 2009 or 2010 was Rehab. You know, then he gets to reach out and work with Static Selective because, you know, I remember waking up and seeing Rehab Overdose. It was the top three was Kenny Rogers, Lil Wayne, and Lecrae. And you know what I'm saying? And then you see him in the BET Hip Hop Cypher, and you just I feel like everybody knows who he is. And kind of like I have the same story. Like a lot of people, like I think I put a lot of people on Lecrae because I was sharing his stuff. I see people like, oh, you don't even listen to Christian hip hop, but you bumping Lecrae in your story and all that stuff. So I think his reach is without Lecrae, there's no NF. Like the whole reason Capital signed it.
That's real. That's true. Hey, Kenny, speak that truth. That's an absolute fact.
Yeah,
that's an absolute fact. He better recognize that too, because I've been saying this for a long time. As soon as Lecrae hit #1 on Billboard, I got calls from executives. Hey, do y'all have another one of those? Y'all got another? You got a white one? That would be even better. You got a white one? I'm dead serious. Those are calls I got after that.
Sean was like, yes, I do. Give me 5 minutes.
No, I'm dead serious. Like, executives all over the place was like, yo, they got #1 on Billboard? Okay, we need to do that ourselves. And it's coming. It's still coming.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting
there
about...
are major labels gearing up to wash out all of this CHH stuff and take over. I guarantee it.
You know what's interesting about Lecrae is like when Lecrae wins, we can always say we win, right? But you can't say that with other rappers. Like when you say, oh, they got Billboard, nobody's looking at Lil Wayne and saying, they're saying he got Billboard, right? They're not saying like they as a a community. Lecrae represents all of us, I guess, because of the body of Christ connection. But it was interesting because when he won the Grammy, I put out on Instagram or Facebook was like, "Yo, we won a Grammy, yo, that's awesome." And I was like, we all through my chats, So it's different because it's kind of like we're talking about the body of Christ, because he's encompassed in the body of Christ. We can include him, and it feels like a win for all of us, because that's ultimately all we talk about ever is getting godly music and influence into the mainstream. And so when you do that, when you see someone doing that, it's like, okay, we as the body of Christ are winning, and that's amazing. And so you can't say that with any other mainstream rapper out there. It's amazing.
I would say it used to feel that way. It used to feel like him winning was us winning. Now it doesn't so much feel that way. It feels like the community is kind of segmented into everybody for themselves. And it doesn't feel like whenever somebody wins that we all win anymore. It feels like we're all fighting each other now.
Everybody knows he's still the general of what we do. Every rapper, I haven't heard a Christian rapper come out yet that I've done an interview with that did not say that Lecrae was part of their influence as to why they got in the game or what they listened to growing up. So to me, I feel like he's always going to be the general, whether or not, everybody sees it. The majority of us see it, right? And so I think from this show, we still include him. Like, yo, we are a part of the Lecrae success because we started playing this music. We started following what he was doing, and we benefited a lot from our interviews with him and just the fact that we established a relationship with Reach Records, So I just think that at the end of the day, we all still have to recognize him and tip our hats to him for anything that he does positive in this genre, because it's helping all of us.
Well, I think what Sean said is correct. What you're saying is not wrong, but I don't think it's like if Lecrae, prime example, Lecrae came out on the same day as Nas. Nas' new album came out as well. So right now, last time I checked on iTunes overall music, Nas was like number 2 and Lecrae was like either 3 or 4, right? So I think Lecrae has opened the door for us as a community so people can come and pick out targets and pick out people and take them from the community. They're still part of the community, but like take them and put them on another level that some labels here in our community probably wouldn't be able to take them as far, if I could say that. You know what I'm saying? Financially, probably.
Yeah. The only thing,
and marketing as well. But I will say this: I feel like that was years ago to me, and the reason I say what I'm saying years ago, I felt like when in the early 2010s, late 2000s, early 2010s, it felt then like yes, and then I feel like now it's more like, wow, this is Christian rap in general, but it doesn't feel like Sean said, it feels different now. It doesn't feel like we're championing him like we used to. It feels more like, wow, Lecrae, he's a Christian rapper or he does Christian hip hop, but it doesn't feel like how we were all like, man. I remember we was at Flavor Fest and Pastor Tommy was talking about it. He's like, and regardless of what is being said, a Christian hip hop album is number 1 with Anomaly. And that felt good at the time. You get what I mean? Now it feels like, yes, we support Lecrae, but it doesn't feel like the community benefits from it anymore, if I could be real.
Well, I think we're surprised to his success because, when Gravity dropped in 2012, Young Mug was number 1 in iTunes in like 4 different countries. And it really did feel like a real win. And it felt like, hey, this is actually possible. Doors open. And now, okay, he went number 1. Or he's in the top. We expect that. Like, I think there's more like of a celebration when he didn't do that well with All Things Work Together, when he really took more of a staunch support of like Black Lives and things like that. I feel like you almost saw more people celebrating the fact that his numbers weren't that good.
Yeah, man. So I would say it sounds great. It always sounds great. That team over there, Ace, everybody over there is amazing. I would just say like they're still undefeated as far as putting out quality music in Christian hip hop space. Yeah. So it's another win as far as that's concerned. It's another gem in the gauntlet. You know what I mean? But I would say that we need to come back together some kind of way. Like, I'm not feeling the momentum that I used to feel in 2012, 2014, 2016, those times. I'm not feeling that same momentum from everybody pushing, like we're all pushing the same thing in the same direction. It feels like we're all kind of tugging things away from each other. And we just got to get back to pushing together.
To be honest, I think the 2020 Fest would have done that for us. I think if COVID hadn't hit and we had all gotten together, 75 artists plus the outlets and plus the influencers had all gotten together on one stage, I think we would have felt it. You know what I mean? Like, I remember, Sean, you remember what Birthday Bash was like at 107.9 and Radio 1 in Atlanta.
Yeah.
When those artists got on the stage and you had the Dungeon Family and then you had the Pimp Squad clique and T.I. and all those folks, and they all got together and they were all jamming and just, dancing, doing. That was a unity of hip hop, Southern hip hop at that point. I mean, they even had Kanye West there. They've had Jay-Z there. So you had this unity of hip hop, and it made you feel differently about going back and listening to hip hop. You didn't feel like you were arguing that this is my favorite artist or that's my favorite artist. And I think if we had gotten together for the 2020 Fest, it would have brought us all together to the point where you were like, yo, I haven't seen you in a while. But that's what Flavor Fest does too.
Yeah.
When you go to Flavor Fest, if you haven't been to Flavor Fest, you have done yourself a disservice, because when you go to Flavor Fest, you get this camaraderie, you get this family, you get this pull together, you get artists collaborating with one another, and we're all there centered under the foundation of Jesus Christ. It's an amazing feeling. Amazing feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, one thing I've always tried to push, no matter what, and we'll talk a little bit more about some controversial stuff later, but one thing I've always tried to push from us is we are here to advance the gospel. We're not here to win. We're not here to beat anybody. We're not here to crush anybody or anything like that. We are here to help everybody push in the same direction. We want to see godly content in the mainstream. So even to our detriment, I'll put that ahead of our own success every time.
Y'all out there, y'all lucky Sean is the captain of this situation.
Yeah, me and Jeremiah would have had to go in a different direction.
It sure is, because there's been so many times that people behind the scenes have tried to do foolish things to Trackstarz or said stuff, and Sean like, kill them with kindness. Let God handle them.
And me and Jeremiah was about to roll out.
Yeah, so y'all better thank God for Sean David Grant. Matter of fact, go stream Wonder Years and go get Wonder Years just because of that.
Yep.
No, but I already promised God, like, no matter what happens to me personally, even if Trackstarz isn't the thing that everybody remembers, right?
Yeah.
If we can help whoever it is get to the place where they can proclaim the gospel in front of millions of people, to where they can get movies into theaters, where they can get shows on TV, where they can get books made and whatever content that gets distributed on a massive level, if they can get godly quality content that's free of politics, that's free of personal agenda, if we can motivate the person to go do that, that's good enough for me, even if nobody remembers we existed. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that puts us in a place where we pass up on things sometimes that could put us in a bigger spotlight, because we're trying to stay true to that pure vision that we had when we started. So we'll talk about that more as we go. But yo, Kenny, stick with us, man. We got more. Your debut show. Kenny's a star, man. Y'all gonna figure it out.
Yeah, right, man. Yes.
Yeah.
So yo, coming up,
there's
man.
no us without Kenny.
Speaking of great music, man, Cam has got something coming up for us. I want y'all to see. Y'all check this out.
Yeah. I was cruising through the city, skyline pretty like my passenger. Little boy in the back, he toting, plus I smell he rolling up. If we get pulled over, I might have to pull off. If we get pulled over tonight, just pray for us. Paranoid as we ride, actually I'm petrified. I knew just how they do young dudes who look like you and I. No care for our futures once we're legal, we're as good as felons. Felt that was our fate, whether or not it was predestined. My homie said I'd make it rapping if I quit the Christian stuff. How people gon' relate if all I say is to Christian stuff? Should I water down my message or proceed to lift my people up to a level where they must come as they aren't now? Is that real love? I tell them come to the church and they say, wow, another courtroom. Cause those within the pew just off the surface like juries do. You can't give hope to a stranger unless you get to know him first. Jesus dined with sinners and saints. My crew is so diverse.
What's a good time for a black man in America? What's a free life when you gotta hide cause they scared of you? Tell me.
What's a good time for a black man in America? What's a free life when you gotta hide cause they scared of you? Tell me. R.I.P. Trayvon, rest in peace, both them. R.I.P. I know that both you ain't go out as you supposed to. Nah. You say condolences through short sentences, huh? What? Tell me, who we consoling? I know my life could change at any moment, and it won't be due to something I did. Might be my look because of my appearance. Maybe the clothing that covers my skin. Might be the fear I project on the man. My phone might look like a gun in my pants. You're wrong assumption may lead to my end. Could be due to your own ignorance. Why I talk about it cause of his home. Picture my mom on the phone, coming to term with the fact that I'm gone. Could be the devil in a uniform, lurking in my rear view. Eyes bloodshot red, place on my face blue. What's a good time for a black man in America?
A Tatiana Jefferson, Jamarion Robinson. What's a free life when you gotta hide cause they scared of you? DJ Bradford, Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice.
What's a good
Michael
time
Brown,
for a black man
Charles
in America?
Kingsley, Devon Bailey, Stephen Clark, Walter Scott.
What's a free life when you gotta hide cause they scared of you?
Bolton John.
Tell me. Mama told me as a little black boy growing up would be different. To add to that, she's an immigrant, the scapegoat of the system. She used to dress me in uniforms, used to think it brought the wrong attention. Now I understand she was doing that solely for my protection. To be black is to be stared at, to be black is to be feared, to be black is to be glad that I'm black and super rare. To be black is not a curse, my black is a blessing. To be black is to be fed up, be the block until they hear us.
Y'all don't get it. They're still lynching us. Police are still allowed to kill us. A black man was murdered by police. Again.
The blacker the berry. The blacker the berry. The blacker the berry.
Y'all don't get it.
The blacker the berry.
How many lives do we have to lose to make the point clear? Nothing left to prove. How many times for us to realize the ones at the top don't care about our lives? Who has to die for them to see why change must be made? Our lives are not safe.
The blacker the berry.
If I came up in your house and hit your family where it hurts, if I treated you and your people like y'all ain't had no work, if I took your son or daughter and still got the war free, what would you do if I were you and you were me? If you can't see the issue, I suggest you feel the cries. Staying silent shows your loyalty to the other side. When we gon' be less hostile and more human, soon as we make progress, they always get the...
No, we're not talking about guys. Let's talk about how we're going to this party. And
what party? You didn't tell me we were going to no party, and you got me out here looking dusty.
I'm sorry, but
we go back to the house then first.
Yeah, but you can get some mascara and Chris gonna pop up.
I get some gum and some water.
Yeah. They be out here looking dusty and steak bread. You look fine.
I'm not lactose intolerant. That's you.
All right, let me go get this Kit Kat.
And don't forget my dibs though.
I got you. Wait, is that Aaron Cole?
Girl, I don't know, but I look dusty.
No,
so you going inside? I'm not.
No,
going.
I think it is.
Hey, Aaron! Aaron!
No cat. So it's crazy.
Okay, I got you.
Hey, y'all got water, right?
Yeah, forget politics and the brand. Yeah, I'ma just lean in this plan. All of this yours, so my gross it be gross like I'm Lance. You did. I guess I'm becoming a man. Love my family more than a little bands. Yeah, so it's water. Yeah, it's water for me. It's water. Yeah, it's water for me. Look, they saying I make it look easy. It's a whole lot of work like I'm Riri. Yeah, I'm eating some autumn, all they not sowing, they steady won't reap it. Focus like I'm on Adderall. I'm hungry, so he gonna feed me. Grace leaking like Nene. My girl getting on my nerves, she be going crazy. She saying that I don't meet her standards. How you do me, baby? Yeah. Family secrets got me questioning my faith in him. Yeah. And mom still live in a condo. Give it to God, so you know that it's water. Yeah, it's water for me. It's water. Yeah, I just make it breeze. It's water. Yeah, it's water for me. It's water. Yeah, it's water for me. You know I bang with the click click. Bullseye aim like a slick Rick. Been through some things, I don't trip. Been through the rain, see the drip. Yeah, it's water. Yeah, you know that it's water for me. It's water. Yeah, it's water for me.
And so I said, I'ma lean in, no solo. You get? Yeah. Right? I'ma lean in, no solo. You don't get? I said, I'ma lean in, no solo, cause you don't put no lean in no solo.
That's fine.
Bet that it's water for me. We going up, it's 400 degrees. I got a baddie, she fly up for me. I got a spirit, we fly overseas. Bet that we cruising, we mob, don't stop. I got the rocker, we rock, don't stop. Water splash in the nigga, drip, drop. Heavily lifted, we cruise around, drop tops. We came from the ground up, we graduated from the clay, yeah. Don't make a sound, Jesus speaking the most when you silent. Girl got the plan, so I'ma lean in, no solo. Bubble on my hip, no solo. Make them need it like they sipping out a solo.
It's water. Yeah, it's water for me. It's water. Yeah, I just make it breeze. It's water. Yeah, it's water for me. It's water. Yeah, it's water for me. You know I bang with the click. Bullseye aim like a slick Rick. Been through some things, I don't trip. Been through the rain, see the drip. Yeah, it's water. Yeah, you know that it's water for me. It's water. Yeah, it's water for me.
Hey, so your pastor Mike Todd, right?
Yeah.
So what's your relationship goes?
She gotta be hood.
Okay.
But smart as a doctor.
Right.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Okay.
Right.
Yes, sir.
When you see me, it's water. Going nuts on every track, they start calling me cover. I need me a proverb. She gotta be hood and as smart as a doctor. They say it's a virus. Well, I'm a survivor. They tryna kill me cause Young P is a problem. 4-5 about to solve them. I'm not sure what they told you. Hello? I drip water to Whole Foods. Ain't no cap when I roll through. It's the way, let me mold you. God knew what he was doing when I came through. In the spirit, they said, P, you been a handful. I've been slicker than a head full of Cantu. She asked, how I get it out? What she said?
It's water. Yeah, it's water for me. It's water. I just make it breeze. It's water. Yeah, it's water for me. It's water. Yeah, it's water for me. You know I bang with the click. Bullseye aim like a slick Rick. Been through some things, I don't trip. Been through the rain, see the drip. Yeah, it's water. Yeah, you know that it's water for me. It's water. Yeah, it's water for me.
What's up? This is No Big Deal representing Middle Tennessee and Indie Tribe. You are now in the field with the Trackstarz.
It's time for the entertainment report with Jeremiah.
All right, man, it's entertainment report time. Let's get it popping. Yo, Kanye West urged the social media app TikTok to consider making a Christian version of their technology that is suitable for children. The billionaire fashion designer, rapper, and 2020 president hopeful took to Twitter to share that he had a vision about faith and family-friendly version of the Chinese company TikTok. A vision just came to me. Jesus talk. I was watching TikTok with my daughter, and as a Christian father, I was disturbed by a lot of the content but I completely love the technology. We pray, and he pitched this to them, we pray we can collaborate with TikTok to make a Christian monetized version that feels safe for young children in the world. In Jesus' name, amen. So word on the street is it may be coming soon. So all you artists out there, if you want your music, I would try to see if you can get on Jesus Talk. Right? You know what I'm saying? So, hey. All right. Speaking of Lecrae, and we was talking about him a few minutes ago, there was a Christian rapper named Echelon Knox who said that he bit off his song Sunday Morning, and has the same name, same production, everything. Reach Records came out and said, hey, we bought that beat. What happened was Echelon leased the beat from producer known as Tone Jones, who's like very known in our community. He's one of the best producers. If you don't know who Tone Jones is, please go check him out. If you're looking for hot tracks, he makes amazing tracks, you know what I mean? So, but what happened was Reach Records bought the beat, but homie leased it. So Lecrae did state on his live about this. He said he didn't know who Echelon Knox was, but he wishes him the best, and that the name of the song was Sunday Morning because he had a song called Saturday Night, and he felt that Sunday Morning would fit that. And then also he was saying that that's pretty much what he was saying. But this is a PSA announcement for all you artists out there. I think that's why leasing beats can be a troubling situation. When you lease beats, you never know if somebody actually buys that beat. I've seen this plenty of times in our space when people go lease a beat, and then I'm listening to an album and I'm like, yo, I know that beat from somewhere. And then I put two and two together and go, wow. So when you think those leasing beats, like you can get 5 beats for a bulk load of price, and you're like, yeah, we got it. And then somebody comes and buy it that's bigger than you. I would highly recommend you find a producer that you work with and they give you exclusive rights that you do versus just going online and finding beats. That's just my personal opinion, because once you have that, that's yours and nobody else's. Like, you know what I mean? If it's so many people out there now, right now, I can think about Arrow, Poetics, Avila, like all these producers that we know in this genre, and some even upcoming producers that we do not know that's looking to be like, to help you out on your project. And so you can have that beat yourself versus coming into problems like this, whereas if you lease the beat and a bigger artist gets that beat, and then you go and say, hey man, he bit me off, but then it's like, well, he didn't bite you, he bought the beat that you leased. So that's just my PSA. All right, last thing, man. Eshawn calls out Humble Beats. Eshawn went on IG talking about former label Humble Beats. He said, when I walked away from the Beast label, they asked me not to say anything. They said they wanted to make the announcement so they could make everybody look good. 2 weeks later, they posted a video making it look like they dropped me. After that, I lost 50 to 60 followers a day for a month. I was hurt, especially when I heard about the list and blackball whispers. I shook it off, stood firm, and charged it to the game. 5 years later, I'm still thriving, standing tall on the shoulders of the Most High. By His grace, I'll never fold. His ironic, the name of the album that I guess he left with them was the Fear of God. So, man, yeah, man. There's a lot of stuff going crazy in CHH communities, man. These social media is fire. People going crazy, saying different crazy stuff. But anyway, comment section this week. Lecrae Restoration, John Keefe, Anti-Hero. Go pick that up. J. Crumb, Vagabond, pick that up. Aaron Cole's 4 EP. Cam Botham single. Charlene Nash, Melancholy single. Cass, Clearview single. Cortez, Rush single. D1, Hallelujah single. Drew Bex and K. Sade, Tenet single. And Reconcile, Streets of Suicide single. Man, powerful video, man. If you have time, go look up that video. It's almost on the same wavelength as Cam's video, but it's very powerful because, of course, he's talking about George Floyd, and of course, Reconcile came out and said he knew George Floyd. So go check those out. Go pick those stuff up, man. Ryan, what's good?
Man, shout out to everybody who released on Nectar this week, man. Some great projects came out. Make sure that if you don't already know, you can go to nectardistro.com. You can fill out the form and get your own opportunity to put out over 200 digital outlets, your music to the marketplace. Great things that are happening with Nectar. There's some new stuff coming. You want to be a part of it. All I can say is we'll do another rollout with this information probably in the next couple of months, but you definitely want to be a part of Nectar. There's some great things you can take advantage of that I would say almost none of the other markets are able to do. So definitely check out nectardistro.com if you haven't already.
All right. So a couple things. First off, I want to thank Hayden Cockrell for sending us his graphic novel. Dope. I mean, it looks amazing. I mean, they put some work in on this. So thanks for.
Let's see the front of the cover.
Crimson 6.
Yo, are we okay? Somebody hit me up yesterday asking if Trackstarz wanted a cartoon or image of ourselves.
Sure,
that's something we're
send
interested in.
Yeah,
sure, get that going. Also, I wanted to take some time to talk to Kenny, man, and let y'all know more about him. So, Kenny, how long have you been writing?
So I wrote my first poem in like 2008, and this, the present day, and started writing with Trackstarz since 2015. So, yeah.
Kenny,
dope.
How long you been related to R. Swift?
Look, man. Look, Brian. I think it's Brian died from Legacy. He was in Louisville last year, and I went to their kickback, and he's like, "Has anyone ever told you look like R. Swift?" I'm like, "No." So that makes twice that someone told me I look like R. Swift. Man, I represent for the big fella. It's just the big chief. That's all it is, man. And the hair. That's all.
Yeah, man. So I just want to make sure people know who you are. If you don't know, if you've sent in a request for like an album review, Kenny does like 90% of those, man. So he did some big reviews that people got signed like shortly after he did the review. I remember he did what was the first one I remember that was like a big one? Who'd you do? You did a review for, tell me the name, you know it.
I know the first big one I did was I think he was already signed, but I did Jared Sanders, Nobody
Jared
Famous.
Sanders, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, so he's done some great stuff for us all these years, man. So we really appreciate you, bro. The whole writing team that Trackstarz has is amazing, man. They put in work. They care about what they do. They take it seriously. So shout out to everybody involved in the Trackstarz writing team. They're like a team that we never have to worry about. Like me and Ryan are like they're good. That team is so super straight. So we appreciate you, sir. Thank you for being here with us today. But we got more coming up. I'm gonna leave y'all with a little taste of Kenny on the way out. Make sure we're still doing the Make Me a Hit challenge. Y'all rappers are terrified of this, and I'm starting to be like, wait a minute. I thought y'all were ready for this. Jump on this Make Me a Hit challenge. We got a couple of submissions, but not enough. So jump on this. Go to trackstars.com/make me a hit. Get your stuff to me ASAP. Make sure you post your video on Instagram, and let's get this thing going. We got 10 tracks to do. This is track number 1, so let's go. All right, let's get back into it. You in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Let's go.
Welcome back to Refresher Point. I'm Kenny Fresh, and I'm so glad you're here. Why right now? Because of the pandemic. Everyone has a unique set of circumstances that will make their story different. So I believe that we should all write down what we're going through at this very moment, because it takes with it a time signature and a time stamp that will be like history for the future, and it can be healing for you right now in the present. Why I right now? Because Nina Simone said an artist's duty is to reflect the times. So I'm going to reflect the times with blogs, poems, ideas, and just little idioms. And I believe that the page listens. So if you don't have anyone you can talk to right now, just write it down on the page. It listens and it doesn't judge. That's why I write. I encourage you to pick up a pen and do the same.
Yo, what's going on, Trackstarz universe? This is your man Ryan Righteous of the Trackstarz. Listen, Trackstarz just started the Trackstarz Investment Group. It's an opportunity for us to show creatives and entrepreneurs how to look into non-traditional forms of income. You should definitely get with us. Trackstarz just had an opportunity to learn this skill set. We can teach it to you. It's an invaluable skill set that will allow you to show your friends and your family to trade on the foreign currency market, something that you've already been doing. You just didn't know you were doing it. So get with us. Trackstarz.com/FRX. That's trackstarzwithaz.com/FRX. Join our Trackstarz Investment Group. We want to show you this invaluable skill too. All right? Yo, what's going on, Trackstarz Universe? This is your man, Ryan Righteous. I got an awesome opportunity for you artists out there. It's called the Trackstarz Music Submission. You can go to trackstarz.com with a Z. Look at the top of the page, and you can submit your music to us for free. That's right. They always say nothing's ever free, but with Trackstarz, it is. Make sure you go take advantage of that. We can put your music up on the Trackstarz Leaks page, and it can also have an opportunity to get distributed to our radio partners as well. Make sure you go to trackstarz.com today. All right.
What's going on, Trackstarz family? We have just started something brand new called the Trackstarz Investment Group. And we are really, really excited and determined to make sure that we help creatives, artists, entrepreneurs become financially independent. One of those ways is our new sponsor, Webull, Webull. Webull is an investment app that you can download right now for free. The awesome part about it is Webull doesn't spend any money on advertising. They do it all through network marketing, word of mouth, right? So what they do as an incentive is they'll give you a free stock when you sign up. So absolutely no money involved. You download the app, you get a free stock. When you put money into your account, you get a free stock. When you share it with your friends, you get a free stock. So it's an awesome opportunity if you have no money and you want to build up some income really quickly, you lost your job because of coronavirus or whatever. Jump on this Webull app, go to trackstarz.com/Webull, Webull, and sign up right now. It helps us, it helps you. It's an amazing opportunity. Join it right now.
Yo, you're in the field with the Trackstarz. Now here's a segment from our interview with rappers Kanata Small and Butter P. To see the interview in its entirety, go to youtube.com/Trackstarz or go to trackstarz.com. Let's go.
So when you talk from that scope and you're talking about the attributes of Jesus, right? And you're talking about money and power or fight back or ain't gonna stop me, all these songs that I've done, and those are the messages that are behind it. But it's a universal theme,
right?
You know, to stand up, to push forward, to go against the grain. Ruckus, obviously the most successful one from the fan standpoint. Same thing. You know, I got interviewed on Genius and they asked me about the lyrics. I had to break it down and go into exactly what each, line said. And the guy already knew, because I guess he did really good research. So when he came, he already knew that some of the lines had hidden, meanings. And it's not that it's hidden. It's just, it sounds like one thing, but it's something else. So yeah, it's been dope. It's been dope. I cannot complain. And it's funny because people are in the world, because people have, music where they're degrading women or talking about drugs or highlighting, the different things in society. It's refreshing to them to be able to get the same feeling, if you're trying to push some sort of angst or some sort of fight back without going there. Yeah. And it's easier because there's no expletives in my songs. There's nothing I'm saying that's gonna make anybody cringe, and they can listen to it with their kids in the car. So it's dope.
Yo, you're in the field with the Trackstarz. Now here's a segment from our interview with John Keith and Tommy Royale. To see the interview in its entirety, go to youtube.com/Trackstarz or go to trackstarz.com. Let's go.
So when he was when he hit me with that stuff after, I'm like, okay, so now I know you're fired. So I'm gonna, we can talk because I've heard it and I've seen it, I've tasted and seen. But so if he would have slid into my DMs 4 months ago and been like, hey, check out my song, most likely I wouldn't have checked it out. Yeah. Just because there's so many people that do that, and you don't, first of all, it's never fun telling somebody that their song is not dope. Yeah. It's never fun doing that. Yeah. And then second of all, it's never fun doing it 6 times a week. So I just stopped listening. I'm not gonna open it up. And sometimes people take advantage. I'll do like, yo, DM me for the link to this video, and then they get access to my DMs, and then 2 days later they're like, by the way, and I'm like, oh.
It's tough when they post stories of you like after shows, and then if you repost it, bro, that's it. The DMs are open,
and then it's over,
and you can't close it.
It's over.
Yeah.
You have to block them to close it.
Yeah, really.
Fix it. Yes.
You don't want to block a fan.
I'm not gonna block a fan. That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying like that's the only way to close that message.
These popular artist problems.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad for you at all.
I was gonna say like.
You are listening to the Trackstarz with Sean Tanner, Ryan Righteous, and DJ Jeremiah.
Right now you're in the field with the Trackstarz.
Trackstarz.
Ryan Righteous. Sean Tanner. And DJ Jeremiah.
Right now you listen to the Trackstarz. You know what time it is.
Hey yo, what's good? It's your boy Navy Gay, Trackstarz music artist, and you are in the field with the family Trackstarz Radio.
What's good, people? It's your boy DJ Haddon. I want to give a shout out to Trackstarz Live. Keep it locked, y'all. It's going down right here, right now. You heard it from your boy D Haddon.
Yeah, back in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. What's good?
All right, for all things Trackstarz, make sure you go to trackstarzwithaz.com. Follow us on Instagram at Trackstarz, Twitter at Trackstarz, like the Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube channel, download the app, and leave us a review, all right?
All right, so we got a lot of boxes on here. So let me explain what's going on here. Lauren, y'all know Lauren, dope rapper. He commented last week. He said, if the Trackstarz were white, their platform would be bigger. Yes, I said that. A1 content so consistently. All right, so that got a lot of people talking, of course, and a lot of people weighed in, agreeing, disagreeing, having some issues with it. And what happened was, Brinson commented and Chad put up an emoji and da-da-da. But then Mitch and KJ went back and forth the most out of everybody. So we was like, let's just have them on and let them go back and forth in front of y'all, because I haven't even said what I think about it yet. None of us have. I want y'all to talk about. I tried to get Lauren on here as well, but I couldn't get him. But what did y'all feel when he said that?
You want to go first?
No, man, go for it.
Ironic, we got a song together called "Go For It." I honestly, instantly when I saw that, especially the way I work, I was kind of like, "Yes, retweet. That's a big fact." And I want to say, like, it's not 100%. It's not the only thing. Like, I'm not saying if y'all literally all just became white overnight, that it'd be like skyrocket over Rapzilla. But I do think one of the big conversations, especially that KJ was saying, is you and Rapzilla aren't the same thing. But to that point, I feel like y'all do more. Like, y'all have your faces in front of the camera more. You're a little more consistent putting out content. So it almost feels like that alone should put y'all above. And I know there's the aspects of how long y'all been doing it. Rapzilla's existed longer. The fact that y'all are a podcast, y'all don't really do music submissions as much as Rapzilla. I feel like our space is dominated by young white kids. And I'm not gonna say they're racist, but I feel like what would make more sense, them leaning towards a blog that is mainly run by white people, or the faces they see are white passing or a room full of black men speaking, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna say it's, if y'all were white, y'all would be above Rapzilla. And it's not even about being above Rapzilla. It's more like, I feel like y'all's race plays a part in why y'all aren't bigger than you are.
Okay. Mitch, don't you got an album coming out soon?
We're not gonna talk about that. We're not gonna talk about that.
Don't you want to be on rap?
I don't even make music. What are you talking about?
I saw a lot of people back out of this conversation when Chad jumped in. Like, no, not me.
I love you. I love it.
Well, the thing is, like, I spoke to Justin because he's followed me for a little while, and he actually messaged me personally and was like, we were having a conversation about it, and he doesn't know when y'all started, but he was saying there's the time aspect. But he was also one of the ones to say, hey, the space is mainly young white kids, so they may not necessarily be rushing to a podcast of black men because they can't relate to that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I don't think it's solely y'all. I'm not saying everyone's racist and it's just because of that, but I do think y'all's race plays a part in it.
So here comes White KJ in the chat, chiming in,
KJ. It's KJ.
defending his race. Let's go, KJ. What do you think?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so love you guys. First off, I love everybody on this podcast. You know, you're my favorite, and Mitch, you're my man. So so I wasn't let me clarify by saying I never actually drew a comparison to Rapzilla. What I just basically my bomb into the whole thing was to say, well, then show me the actual version of what the success would be then. You know what I mean? I was basically saying, then show me a podcast that exists in the Christian hip hop space that is made up of all white people that is more popular. Mm-hmm. And it was crickets because there isn't one. Yeah. And I said that because if you say, well, if A could be B, then B would be more successful, then you have to show me B in the first place for the whole argument to exist. Now, the point that Mitch is making, several of the points, has a lot of validity. There's no question. But the main point I was drawing is that you can't say Rapzilla is a white version of anything because they're two completely different platforms. You know what I mean? I've known you guys forever. You guys have always led, I'm assuming initially it was a radio show that became a podcast, if I'm not mistaken. But that, generally, there's always going to be overlap. Rapzilla has never been a podcast, right? It's never been a radio show. It has primarily been a landing space for information as a website. And so my main point was they're just two completely different entities. And you can't compare apples to apples if apples are oranges. Now they're both fruit, but they're not the same type of thing. So that was really all it was. I don't know why Rapzilla would be deemed a white Christian hip hop space, because one guy is kind of, white looking Puerto Rican. I mean, he's not the face. You don't think when I go, I'm going to go into Rapzilla, the first thing I see is Justin Sarachik. You don't. I mean, he has a few video pieces, but if I go onto their Facebook, the first person I see is On Beat doing video reviews, right? If I go onto the website, the first thing I see is just a diversity of artists. I'm not seeing a face per se, whereas no question, Trackstarz has a face. And I kept thinking, I was like, is there a podcast that is similar? And I can't think of one. Someone said Relevant magazine, but I'm like, that's not even like Relevant is a magazine from like 2001.
That's irrelevant.
I mean, it's not even, they don't cover, they touch on Christian rap, but it's not, you know what I mean? Like, it's not, again, that was my whole point. My whole point was that you can't make a comparison if there's no comparison to begin with. Now, if we want to talk about content and the people that deliver content and how they look, there's a total discussion to be had there. But essentially what you're saying is there's a young white kid out there somewhere going, I really need a podcast. He tunes in and goes, 5 black people, turn it off. Give me white people now. Boom, Rapzilla. I feel so much better.
Well, like, what I'll say is, and I do kind of regret that that Rapzilla got brought in, because I do agree they're not the same. The conversation I feel like was less about y'all, and I was telling Justin this. It's not about Trackstar should be better than Rapzilla. Y'all should be the go-to. It's more that I feel like, and it's hard to quantify it, but I feel like y'all don't get enough credit. I feel like y'all should get more, but I can't like say exactly what that would look like. Like, is that in views? Is that in traffic? I don't know y'all's numbers like that. I do know that y'all don't get talked about enough from the people I know that are in the space. As for, I don't think a young white kid is gonna click on to Trackstarz and then be like, oh man, but maybe subconsciously, like they might not necessarily think, oh, I don't want to listen to black people talk about Christian rap, but like maybe if they're not around any black people, they might just be like, oh, this isn't I'm not used to this. I'm not used to listening to black people. I don't really know many. So that might keep them from clicking on it, you know? I like to give kids like credit. I don't think anyone.
Actually, I would agree with you to some extent, Mitch, because I think Trackstarz does, you guys do talk about things that speak to the black experience, and you do them through a lens, which is your own experience, which I'll be honest with you, you're absolutely right. I don't think some young Christian rap fan in a very white dominated town somewhere in Wisconsin is trying to tune in and hear a deeper discourse about Louis Farrakhan.
Right.
But that might have less to do with who's doing it and has to do with the content. If you had 5 white guys talking about Louis Farrakhan, he might check out too. You know what I mean? Like there could be some truth to absolutely when you see yourself in that person or that content creator, there's no question there's relatability. But oftentimes, let's just say it, oftentimes it's easier to throw the race card than it is to look at the deeper levels of nuance of why something is, you know, popular or not popular. It's easier to go, the low-hanging fruit is always to go, well, if I didn't have this, then I would be this.
Right.
And it's just never, I can tell you after 30 years of doing this, and I don't mean that like an age thing, I'm just saying it's never that simple. And to be honest, this industry is so tiny. Like these spaces that Trackstarz is living in is brand new.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know what you guys talk about appeals to me and Mitch, because we're so in the culture to different levels that when you deep dive into these issues and these topics and these content, that appeals to us. So we feel like you guys should be bigger because you're speaking directly to us. But it's very often to think we as artists, the way we approach things, we are the anomaly. The average listener, you know, they're not like that.
I definitely appreciate this conversation. I don't think Lauren even was thinking about Rapzilla when he said it. I think he just meant more people should be looking at this period, right? Not comparison to somebody else. So to be fair to him, I don't think he even thought about Rapzilla. Absolutely. I appreciate what he said. My response to it would be, he's not completely wrong from an internal perspective, because I don't think he just means as black faces on a podcast. I think he also just means a black run business. There's not a lot of black run businesses in this space, not anymore, I would say. So there is some challenges there. There are some resource challenges there. There's some because we're black, it's not coincidental that because we're black, we talk about black stuff, right? And because of that, we have been kicked off of a lot of platforms. American Family Association kicked us off because we said something about Donald Trump. We got kicked off of other things because we said something sideways about some of their favorites, you know what I mean? So there is a correlation there. But I would say at the end of the day, regardless of the truth of that, I can't see it that way. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, as far as Trackstarz go, in my mind is up to how well I work this thing that God gave me, right? So some of the number issues is when we started, we were really, really hyper focused on numbers. Like, okay, we got to get our YouTube numbers up, our Twitter numbers up, this and that. After a while, we honestly stopped caring about that. We stopped caring about how many people watched, and we started caring more about the quality of what we were talking about and what we were doing, and trying to stay true to the people that we originally were called to meet. We could cater our show to get a bigger audience, but we decided, we were like, no, there is a type of person that we know we need to reach. We were designed to reach. And even if there's less of those people available, we're still going to do that because no one else that we know is talking to them. You see what I'm saying? Now, at the end of the day, there's still things that we're not doing to the best of our ability because we're still learning. Me, Ryan, and Jeremiah, we've been doing this. The company, I saw a lot of people saying, oh, Rapzilla started in 2003, Trackstarz started in 2008. That's interesting every time I hear somebody say when we started, because we actually started in 2005. That's when the company actually started. We started doing shows in 2006, and the whole team kind of formed in 2007. That's when Jeremiah was on board, and the whole thing started really rolling. So people have kind of jumped on board in different areas of our space. But we are learning this on the fly. As far as business is concerned, as far as marketing is concerned, we don't have any money. We don't have anybody like doing anything for us. All of this is us just out of the love for Jesus that we have, trying to make something into something that could be special. We have day jobs. We have all that stuff going on in the background. We have an awesome team of volunteers that have come alongside us that says, I believe in this and I want to see this thing blow up. And they've been amazing. Like Kenny's on the call right now. There's somebody who just says, I see it and I'm going to help this thing go. But at the end of the day, any lack of success you may perceive is my fault. I'll just be honest with you. It's my fault. It's whatever I haven't learned yet.
Our
really.
fault. Our fault.
It's whatever. Y'all can say whatever you want, but I take it as my responsibility. Is whatever I haven't learned yet. There's things that I'm learning now that if I knew before, we would have been further along. So some of that is can be attributed to race, but I can't look at it that way. That's not how I see it. So I appreciate what Lauren said, because there's some historic things that would have made being white a little bit different in how this thing comes about. Our audience would have been a little bit bigger. The pool of people that we could have attracted may have been a little bit bigger if we were white. But the actual success of our show, honestly, being black in this space, in some people's mind, is an advantage.
Right.
It's an advantage because people see us as being a little bit closer to the actual culture than the people who are running some of these companies. They see us as having an advantage that we can talk directly to people who look like us and all that kind of stuff. So I think I wouldn't say there's a clear disadvantage, but there's some different challenges that we faced because we're black than other people face, I believe.
Yeah.
But there's no excuses. It's still up to us to make it into what it needs to be.
And I'll say this too, definitely no excuses, right? But we also understand where we are right now with the culture, right? So you see CCM is all the way up here, right? Mm-hmm. And then you've got gospel maybe right here. Maybe they're neck and neck. And then you got CHH, which is down here. And so we know that if you are trying to do this, then you're going to have to at least get a cosign from one of these bigger people, right? And for us, it took us we knew we weren't getting it with CCM after I got a couple of emails that was like, nah, bruh, check out. But gospel was like here with us, and then they came down here with us, right? Now they're back up to here with us because the demo is getting younger. And 18 to 34 is the demo they're looking to now serve, where when we first started off, it was 25-54. So, now it's just like, okay, you get a cosign from the gospel industry, maybe then you plateau a little bit more, right? And we've gotten a cosign from the gospel when we won the Stellar Award. They kind of plateaued us a little bit more. And so for us, it's almost like CCM is years and years and years and years and years ahead off the charts of where we even started. So you have to look at it like it's one of the other two. Like whenever I send out a submission for us on radio, and I'll be honest with you, I used when Chris Chicago was on Rapzilla Radio, he and I would talk. And we would talk about like where they were and stuff like that. And we would find different avenues and say, you guys might be able to go here, right? And because you don't have that cosign of knowing these people, you don't really get the emails to the right people. You don't get the phone calls back from the right people. Whereas when I was having conversations with Derek Holm with Jam the Hype, he could make those relationships happen for us because he knew those people. So I wouldn't necessarily say that we're not on a bigger platform because of our race predominantly. It's because of who we haven't met yet or who we don't know. Yeah. And I think a lot of that is where we are now. And then here's the thing too. It took us a long time to get comfortable with owning our own space, right? Because we were saying, okay, you can't say this, you can't say that, you can't do this, you can't do that. Finally, when we stopped caring about it, God was like, hey, just continue to show the love of Christ. Just continue to walk upright and be the standard that men of any color need to see in men that are walking with Christ. And that's how it all started to really take off from there. I wouldn't say that there was a formula that we tried one way or another. Sean has been instrumental with the look of Trackstarz and the production of Trackstarz and everything like that. But we all come together to say, hey, here's where we are with Christ, and let's just let God have his way. And we just move up as we continue to remove ourselves and God continues to elevate himself. We move down, 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 but he moves us up, up, up.
It's great.
Yeah, and I'll say that what's interesting, KJ is on this call because KJ is one of those first people that co-signed us. You know what I mean? Like when we did Line for Line, nobody liked Line for Line. The fact that people like Line for Line is amazing. Artists hated us when we did Line for Line. People hated the audience hated us. They were like, "How are you doing this? You devil worshiping." So when KJ was like, "Yo, I like this. This is dope." That was the first time anybody had really said this was good. We believed in it, but no one else did. But when he co-signed us, this was years and years ago. That's when people started paying attention to it. Yeah.
We went down to Flavor Fest 2013. Nobody knew who we were. Nobody. We tapped KJ on the back and we had a little iPhone camera and we were just like, "Can you give us a drop?" And he was like, "Sure." And it was just amazing because there's like we're talking to KJ52, and it feels the same way right now. Like when they told me you were jumping on the Zoom call, I was honored. When you came to Atlanta and you did your documentary from our studio, I was honored. I felt like wow, because I remember when Jeremiah first came on the show, he introduced us to you in a way that we were just like, "What is this?" Right? And it was so amazing to see that the person that we were admiring, the music we were listening to, the person we were following, has now said that he's come to like and know what we do. So thank you for that.
So the lesson there is you need a white guy to just buy into what you're doing. That's the lesson right there. Gotta find you a white guy that believes in you. That's how you do it.
Credit score went up. All that.
So Jeremiah, what from your perspective, you've seen the whole journey, right? So what do you think? Do you think if we were white, we would be further along?
I think we could be probably. But I think at the same time, I think what you said, perspective is key. I think at the end of the day, when people have a perspective of you and they know you, and your perspective shapes things that we've seen over the years. You know what I mean? Like I think KJ or Mitch said this, like when a young white kid see us, if they love what we do, they're gonna hang around. But for some, it could be a stumbling block to hear about Black Lives Matter, Minister Farrakhan, or you know what I mean, all these things that we know about that, like he said, a kid in Wyoming who loves Jesus, that loves 116, that loves KJ, that loves NF, that loves all that, maybe like, I can't relate to that, so I'm a fall back. But I will say that us being consistent over the years has made us in where we are. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I think our consistency of going to starting at an AM station where you can't hear it down the block. we dedicated there every week for 2 hours. Well, my fact, 4 hours, and we're there and we are talking about things on the fly. Hey, what happened this week? Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in the next break. Okay, let's do this, let's do that. You know what I mean? So dedication from that to another station that you couldn't hear down, you went up a mile, you couldn't hear that. And you know what I mean, just where we were, and then just being blessed by the South when they was like, hey, we would love to take that content from Line for Line, that content, and put it on our website. That was one of the
South is
turning points.
That was the cosign. That was it.
Yeah,
that was
the
it.
South was something that, for people who don't know, the South was like Rapzilla. I would say prior to Rapzilla becoming as big as it is now, but the South was like really huge for a lot of artists, man, a lot. And then they had the Buzz Shop. That's where I would get all my music from. I would order so much music off their website that they offer Christian hip hop music, the CDs. I know people don't know what CDs is, but CDs. So, you know, it was so much of that. So I would say, of course, some stuff is you see in life where you can see certain things, people get ahead quicker than, not just because of, like, now I'm saying they're talented people, but also it's acceptable. You know what I'm saying? Like as an example would be, and this is a crazy example, but like the time when Iggy Azalea came out and everybody was loving her, like they were on her, and it was easy to accept her probably for white parents than Nicki Minaj. If you get it, you know what I'm saying? Because you like, I don't know this woman, I can't trust her, but this young lady looks like somebody I know personally, or she looks like somebody that I could relate to her story, regardless of the fact. So I think relatability is it. Is that wrong? I don't know. I mean, that's really a preference, because we have people that love our show. We have Caucasian white people that love our show too. You know what I mean? So you know, I don't know what to say. We have people on our team that love our show that is Caucasian. So
I would say that as of right now, we aren't swayed by numbers. We're working on things actively. So if numbers go down or numbers go up or they don't match up to other people, we don't care about that right now. We're actually working on substantial things in the background that we're more excited about than whether we get a bunch of views on a video or something like that. So as of right now, what you would call success for Trackstarz looks more like winning in the background than it does winning in front of everybody on here. You know what I mean? We're trying to grow as business people. We're trying to grow as investors. We're trying to grow as music executives. So that's stuff that is done quietly. That's stuff that's done in the background. That's stuff that's done, in meetings and things like that people don't get to see. So we're not done. You know what I mean? We've been doing this for 15 years. We're not done. We're still working. We're still growing. So we have never been and have no desire to be in competition with Rapzilla, with Wado, with Gorilla Cross, with any of these other outlets. We have never ever wanted to be in competition. We see ourselves as helpers for them. Like we send people to Rapzilla. There's all this debate about Trackstarz does all this other stuff. Chad does a lot of stuff, right? Chad could really take an artist from 0 to a million easily. We tell people about that. When people are on Nectar and they're like, "Hey, I just got a deal with Doc Watson and RMG Amplified," we're like, "Awesome, go do that." We're not in competition with any of these people. We want all of these things to win. So that's why none of that stuff phases us. But as far as the future of Trackstarz, just pray that we get better as executives, that more people see what we're trying to accomplish, that can put us in bigger spaces. Our number one job is making sure that we stay consistent and we keep our integrity. We're not trying to sell out for anything. We're not trying to bend our message to try and fit into a space. So if Trackstarz goes away, if we kept our consistency and we kept our integrity, that's a success for us. Hopefully somebody's listening that'll be like, I can do what they do, and I'm gonna do it better, and I'm gonna do it bigger. I'll take that as a win for myself. You see what I'm saying?
Sure. Can I speak to that real quick? Is that cool? I was gonna say too, the long form podcast format, by and large, we haven't really seen that in this genre. I mean, it's, the long form discussion driven, podcast format is an anomaly, versus like a one-stop resource. You know what I mean? That tends to be more popular, just generally, because it's comes down to what does the consumer want. You know what I mean? Like I can think of the times I've done like race, faith, and hip hop video discussions with Rapzilla, and they're not hugely embraced. They're not hugely tuned into. But when it's a Rapzilla exclusive release or something like that, people will always tune in more, because at the end of the day, it's probably more about the music than it is about the ripple effect of what those that make the music and the spaces that they live in. Right. There is no question that Black artists talking about Black issues are going to get pushback from a predominantly white support base. Like that is the constant struggle, and I don't think that means you need to stop or ever stop speaking your truth or your, what you go through. I think that should be applauded. I think that should be, people should come alongside that. It's unfortunate though, most of this always comes down to relatability, you know what I mean? And we all know we live in such a hyper politicized time right now that everybody, my pastor gave a great analogy. He said, it's like all the roots are exposed on a lawn, and no matter where you step, you're stepping on somebody's roots. You are everyone is hypersensitive, unfortunately. But I don't think that. I think we'll look back on this time maybe in 5 to 10 years and go, there probably was a lot of progress made that we didn't really see. Yeah. That the younger generation that isn't very vocal about their problems, it's always the older generation, you know what I mean? That are going to have these potential beefs and issues. I mean, look, obviously I know there's this big debate right now about NF. Why is NF so successful when he seems so one-dimensional? Why is he so successful, when he only has this quote unquote basic skill level? Like, that's what people would say. But the reality is music is just like food. We don't necessarily go and consume a burger because it's this complex food experience. We go consume a burger because we like it. Yeah. And a few of us want to know how that burger was made. Most of us don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? True. And what you guys are essentially doing is you are talking about how the burger is made. You are talking about the ins and the outs and the details. And most of us just go, I just want to bite into the burger, man. I've got a fries. Like, I don't really care. I just want it to be good. I'm going to eat it. I'm going to consume it. I'm on to the next. I don't want you to slip a political message in with my burger. I just want to eat my burger in peace. Yeah. You know and that's the way music mostly is. As much as we hate that because we're the artists, we're the content creators, and we're people of the culture. Now, every once in a while, we are going to hit some people. You know what I mean? But reality is, if you were 5 white guys doing Trackstarz talking about black issues, would that be accepted? Probably not.
That's good.
Yeah.
That would be dismissed because who are you to talk about it? You know what I mean? They would say that, so to speak. Or it would be like the Wokey Woke podcast, where they're just going to like...
with dashikis and African...
Right. You know what I mean? So, I don't know what to tell you on that lens, but you probably wouldn't see the same thing. It's still... The reality is you guys are 100% right and 100% wrong simultaneously if you say it comes down to race. You're 100% right. It does, and 100% wrong simultaneously because there's so many other factors. Is NF successful because of his facial tone? Absolutely. Is that the only reason? Absolutely not. You know what I mean? It's never a simple answer. And the idea too that if all you need to do is put a white face on black music and you have instant success. There is way more unsuccessful white rappers than there are successful ones. True. You know what I mean? Because it's not always just that. But that's all it was. And listen, guys like Mitch and Derek, I'm always pushing back on them because I love them with the deepest of my heart. And to be honest with you, if I love you, I probably will argue with you. Yeah. It's nothing more than just the fact that I respect your opinion that much. Yeah. You know what I mean? But yeah, and I've told Mitch many times, like some of his favorite songs is where he talks about his struggle from a racial dynamic. That's some of my favorite songs because he's telling his unique story, and I just resonate with that. When you guys did Line for Line, I resonated with it because that was so unique to what you were, and it was brand new. And that why would I never want to? Of course, I would always support that stuff from the top to bottom. So
yeah, man, we appreciate you guys, man.
Yeah, I would say that like how I was telling them this recently. I was like, the younger generation loved Line for Line. The OGs hated it. Like y'all dude, it'd be times where it'd be like, man, we would be at hotels and like we'd be walking in and somebody's like, yo, Trackstarz, right? I was like, yeah, Line for Line, right? And I'm like, okay, I don't know how's this gonna go. I don't know where this gonna go.
Yeah.
But like, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's the funny thing about the whole thing about Line for Line is it's so interesting how the younger generation has embraced it, and like if they win or they lose, they don't. Like it's like, yo, I'm glad I got one. I'm like, wow. Yeah. Like I didn't even know it was that of a big deal. So it's very interesting. But anyway, when is the Ebony and Ivory mixtape coming, Mitch?
Oh my!
When is it coming?
Tired, so I can't get him to do no more songs with me.
Nah, stop it. Can I be honest with you? It's funny you would say that. I have a song that's about to drop. Sorry, I'm just plugging in my phone so it doesn't die. I have a song about to drop, and it's called Rise.
Yeah, I saw
and
that.
The track is it's a single about my take on everything that's going on. I don't know, I guess you say racially or Black Lives Matter or whatever you want to talk about it. So it wasn't necessarily my take as much as it was just me trying to tell my perspective and my story. And I played this song for several of my melanin blessed friends, and I said, can you just listen to this and tell me, do I come off pandering? Am I treading on a space that I shouldn't talk? And everyone said, coming back, said, no, you're not. You're telling your own story. And then they were like, well, look out, you're about to get it. And I'm not really worried about to get it per se. My first inclination was to I was like, I need to probably find a black rapper to jump on this song with me so that I'm telling both sides of the story. And then I had a conversation with somebody, and what he said was, you shouldn't do that. He goes, because if you're always looking for a cosign, you need to speak to those that are in your fan base that need to hear it just from you without the hood pass, so to speak.
Point. Yeah.
That's good. And I thought about that, and I was like, yeah, you're absolutely right. Like, when it comes to Black issues, and I don't want to just say I'm zooming in on just Black issues. I would say this if it was related to some, Hispanic homie that I was going to talk into that, or, I was an advocate for child, abduction in India, whatever. The point being is like, the point being was that I needed to be an ally, right? And being an ally probably starts with more listening than talking.
Yeah.
So it's funny you say that about, Mitch. Mitch was a guy I thought about, because I thought, you know what, he'd be a great young perspective on this song. And then I thought, you know what, then I'm probably going to get drowned out. Like the song I did with Lecrae, while it's not like super like racially divisive or something like that, by and large, people miss the message behind that song. Yeah. People were just more like, that's cool, y'all did a song together, man. Listening,
that's
right?
cool. Yo, that's that voice from them interludes from back in the day.
Yeah. Or they're just like, you did a song with Lecrae? I'm like, golly, come on, guys. But I ended up getting a girl from my church who is Nigerian. And not that I tried to get her. She actually won the contest fair and square. She's a phenomenal singer. And it's funny, when I threw the song out on my social media, I still have not released it. I threw it on social media, full song. I said, everybody tell me what you think about this song. I had a white lady take me to task and say, this is like when men start talking about abortion. You have no argument. You have nothing you can say in this. I'm like, I think the Black girl on the song probably has something she wants to talk about. You know what I mean? But the perception was, again, the roots are exposed and we're all kind of like treading lightly on what can be said. But I don't know, man. I just think conversation is so powerful, even if it's just this type of conversation,
Yeah. I think we definitely need more coming together. I think wherever the advantages are, we need to use whatever advantages we have to help each other, because the goal is, like I said earlier in the show, we all need to be pushing the same ball up the hill together. We can't be fighting each other during this time. So that's the attitude we've always taken. It's not always advantageous to us, because if we were really cutthroat business, we could probably get a lot further than we are. But we have decided that regardless of what happens to us, we're gonna always have the mentality of we're working with everybody, even if they hate us. We're working with you. So that's how we're gonna remain. So anyway, thank you guys for coming on, man. We really appreciate the perspective. We thought the conversation was hilarious.
Absolutely. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, man. All right, let's get back into it. You in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Let's go.
I was like a zombie till I was awakened, chasing all the Barbies, trying to get the bacon. Pull up in a new toy, feeling like a rude boy, always acting brazy, but my heart felt like a true toy. Running with my dogs, catching plays. Take you on a trip down memory lane. Pulling pistols, stealing mama's liquor. 17, I think I fell in love with a stripper. Snorting, sipping, smoking till I'm blown away. Granny told me, wait on God, he on the way. Walking dead, I'm on a ledge, praying I don't fall off. Spirit interfering, now the knew me about to go off in the dark, yeah. I was in the dark, I swear you couldn't tell me nothing. I was after flesh, I guess I was some type of zombie. Demons used to haunt me. Then I heard a voice of God, I'm grateful Jesus called me. I was like a zombie till I was awakened, chasing all the Barbies, trying to get the bacon. Pull up in a new toy, feeling like a rude boy, always acting brazy, but my heart felt like a true toy. I was like a zombie, 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 zombie. I was like a zombie. It was dark deep within my heart, wasn't living. Mama stressed thinking I was next, they gon' get her. Could've died, could've slipped, yeah. Took a ride to the pen, yeah. Granny prayers till they lit, yeah. Shirley said I was gifted. Running around with my shine, throwing up my gang signs. Police came to arrest me, blocking all of my blessings. Hit the club, Shorty told me I was young, but I told her I'ma need a babysitter if she wants her. I was in the dark, yeah. I was in the dark, I swear you couldn't tell me nothing. I was after flesh, I guess I was some type of zombie. Demons used to harm me. Then I heard a voice of God, I'm grateful Jesus called me. I was like a zombie, till I was awakened. Chasing all the Barbies, trying to get the bacon. Pull up in a new toy, training like a rude boy. Always acting crazy, but my heart felt like a true toy. I was like a zombie. I was like a zombie.
Girl, you know what's about to happen right now, right? It's about to go down. I'm about to put you in a music video. I'm about to have you all over the camera. Wait, not in like a weird way. I mean like in a really wholesome. It's about to be wholesome as frick. Like dummy safe, romantic, cute. They're gonna question my manhood because of how cute this video is about to be.
Got plans for the next one. Yeah. I just realized what I'm chasing. I don't got time for no statement. Don't wait for me, I won't make it. Ain't like my pace, so I changed it. I spend my life on the pavement. Please don't slow up on the payment. I'm dropping hints on the daily. You saying, I'm saying, oh no. I got so used to solo. I don't want to do no promo. I seen it all in slow-mo. I guess I just got FOMO. I'm down to take a photo. She honey like I'm also, but she said she can hold up. I guess I just got dead presidents, new residence. Everyday crime scene, new evidence. No better than anyone ever did. Very best thing that heaven did ever since. Ooh, got a double life up every night. Felt left out, I'm not alright. Just call me, don't stop me. No patience, baby, I'm sorry. I don't wanna miss out. Yes, we doing this now. Yeah, keep up with the crowd. Ay, know this what I found. Yeah, I don't wanna miss out. Yes, we doing this now. Yeah, keep up with the crowd. Don't miss what I found. It's you. I just realized what I'm chasing. I don't got time for no statement. Don't wait for me, I won't make it. Ain't like my pace, so I changed it. I spend my life on the pavement. Please don't slow up on the payment. I'm dropping hints on the daily. You saying, I'm saying, oh no. I got so used to solo. I don't want to do no promo. I seen it all in slow-mo. I guess I just got FOMO. I'm down to take a photo. She honey like I'm also, but she said she can moto. I guess I just got FOMO.
Thinking, whoa, 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 whoa. Go to market, go to market. Now get crunk with it. Now get crunk with it. Now get.
Hey guys, this is Miracle from Trackstarz. I wanted to make sure you all know all about the official Trackstarz universe. If you'd like a free Trackstarz t-shirt, free merch, discounts, exclusive content, and direct access to your favorite radio hosts, then this is for you. Make sure to check out trackstarz.com/official. Again, that's trackstarz.com/official.
You're in the field with the track stars, running with the track stars. Tracking with the track stars. In the track stars universe. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Stay on track with us.
Sean Tanner. It's the field, boy. You in the field, boy. It's the field, boy. You in the field, boy. You tuned in and locked. Trackstarz. We beating on your block. Trackstarz, yeah. I'm repping the most high king like mama, I made it. Trackstarz bringing the real, you love it to hate it. Line for line with the kingdom, the second of faded.
What's happening? This your man Brinson, God Chasers Entertainment. Buckle your seat belts for line. Vote Christian though. Yeah.
Yeah, back in the field with the track stars, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. What's good? Oh. I'm so used to just shutting up after that. All right, so Ryan had to go. It's actually my goddaughter's birthday. So he had to, and I'm the godfather of his kid. So he had to go. I realized I didn't make the connection. So he had to go. But we got the rest of the crew here. So we're gonna do line for line. Go to trackstars.com for all the latest. We got a lot of stuff we're cooking up for you guys. So support us, follow us, share, all that kind of stuff. What you got, Jeremiah?
All right, man, let's get down to it. Line for line. Give it up for the ladies. Yeah, we're going to do, honestly, both of them from up north. Tierra Whack. She's from Philadelphia. She's been on Beyonce records. She's got records with Lil Yachty. She has records with, I think she's doing something with Meek Mill as well. Versus Sade, who is from Jersey, I believe. Shout out to her. And she's been doing some incredible records. I mean, she's a beast too. So this is gonna be a good one. You know what I mean? So here we go. We're gonna get this thing started. Should I do the views and opinions of the Trackstarz? The Trackstarz are the views and opinions of the artist, the label producer, and others. If you feel offended about this, please press stop now. If you've never heard of the mainstream artists and think about checking them out, please press stop right now. We try not to do the same artists over and over. If you're a person who only listens to Christian artists and this ain't your cup of tea, we have a noteworthy topics, interviews, and you can check those out. We are not copying any battle format. We've been doing this since the 2000. Sade is not the Christian version that anybody is just a bit. All right, here we go. We're going to start off with Sade first. This is called Speed Up. Here we go.
Female, not offensive. No offense, but I got a Vinci. I will rap over mandolins in Tennessee, then come to the east and be one with the streets. Where L Boogie Wall with the Bantu knots. I got my classic rock playing to set the scene of them chasing me, but y'all still on your 10 speeds. You see, I had to bring it to an ending. I'm never gonna smoke to get high and right. You don't need that, so don't buy the hype. You just need to read your Bible a little bit, a whole lot of words in there. You will be killing it. I got a weird feeling that they ain't gonna be feeling this. I'm getting out of Dodge, yo, I'm getting out your yard. Don't call the cops, man, that's just my heart. Drop 3.
All right, that was Sade. Speed Up. This is Tierra Whack. Pretty Ugly. Here we go.
Bet you ain't heard no flow like this. Make it say, yo, excuse me, miss. Go against me, I'll beat like Swiss. I like my paper nice and crisp. Crispy clean and crispy clean. For the dough, I go nuts like Krispy Kreme. Music is in my Billy jeans. Can no one ever come between? Don't worry about me, I'm doing good, I'm doing great. Alright. It's about to get ugly, if you assuming I just can't be polite. Don't worry about me, I'm doing good, I'm doing.
All right, that was Tierra Whack. Pretty Ugly versus Sade. Speed Up. Who y'all got?
All right, let's start with Mitch. What you got?
I'm going with K.
Okay. All right. Kenny, what you got?
I'm going with Sade. Speed Up. I like it a lot. I like the way she's flowing.
I think Tierra Whack is pretty dope. And I like that song a lot. But I'm gonna have to go Sade just because of the bars. Like, she really spit on that joint, so I'm gonna give it to her. What you got, Jeremiah?
All right, I'm gonna go with Sade as well.
That's a wash.
Yeah, it's kind of a wash online. So right now the total is 1-0 for K. All right, we're gonna start off with Tierra Whack. This is called Sore Loser. Here we go.
Know you heard the big noise, but boy, I've been boy. Keep calling my phone, bitch, this shit dead like a corpse. Broke his heart night, sore. Change the locks on the door. My head, another one. I'm need a boo when it's summer done. Need to find brother like my mother's son. Blah blah done. Had a few in the past, but them boys ain't last. With them boys with the cash, X did if you ask me. So please don't ask me.
All right, that was Tierra Whack, Sore Loser. This is Sade with Jewel.
Believe, or were you with the ones that were waiting till they seen it? I took no days, all the pain, all up to the day I released it. I don't got a season. On the run for the crown, nothing down, and I'm coming for your region. Y'all better speed up. Like I said on the single, and I don't need a reason, but Jesus, if I didn't know you from the jump, it's a chance you were only in it for the sum. One song wrong and they gone in a second. When the group went down, that was all they expected. But a 3, 2, 1, I'ma show them what they traded in. Only want my numbers for my head again. I said.
All right, that was Jewel by Sade versus Tierra Whack, Sore Loser. Who y'all going with?
Mitch Frozen.
I'm gonna say Tierra. I like the flow a little bit better.
Who you say?
Tierra.
Whack. All right, Kenny, what you got?
I got Tierra. I like Tierra's beat better.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say Tierra as well. Tierra's, I mean, her beats are like, that's my pocket, man. Whoever does stuff for her, I need to hit them up. Like, that's it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What you got, Jeremiah?
I'll probably go with K on this one. I like that one a little bit better, but so that's 3-1. I think Eric said it looks like a toss online. I think he's taking what's the name, so
yeah, it don't matter.
All right, it don't really matter. All right, so it's 1-1 going into round 3. All right. So round 3, we're gonna start off with Sade first. Hey Arnold.
If you don't like my songs, you were kinda wet. Why you wasting time? Let's stop, put it back. Why you even commenting? I'ma like it, cause I know you want attention. You invited. Meanwhile, building calves out, bubble gum, cookie cutter raps, get the grade, double thumb. Wait, why you afraid? What I'ma do? I don't even cuss, relax. You listen to should, but no one to know you. Hiding your phone, let's go. I bet I got your attention for a second, right? I only bite my tongue in the name of truth and Christ. And if it isn't you, don't.
All right, that was Sade. Hey Arnold. This is Tierra Whack, Gloria.
Regardless, whether I work the hardest, mostly I do to garbage. I'm a starving artist, I'm so sorry, darling. Don't mean to be rude, stepping on your shoes. I just made the moves, I ain't even dead. While they want me dead, you just made your bed. Heard you talking to the feds. My feet don't touch the floor, get about them to go. Let the way my skin glow, yeah. Hold on, I've been gone too long, I think it's time to get back. Put a nigga in a box like a.
All right, that was Gloria by Tierra Whack versus Sade's Hey Arnold. Who y'all going with?
I'm gonna say Tierra just a little bit more, just to flow a little bit more.
Okay, Kenny.
I'm going with Tierra again. I like that.
I gotta go Sade. Hey Arnold. I thought she spit on that joint. What you got, Jeremiah?
Go with K as well.
That's tied here, so it's up to y'all that are listening. Again, if you want to participate in Line for Line, make sure you join us every Saturday from noon to 2 p.m. on the East Coast, Eastern Standard Time. Trackstar, youtube.com/Trackstarz with a Z. You can join the community and kind of get the feel of like our listeners are amazing, man. So they have their own conversations in the chat. It's awesome. Yeah. So make sure you join us, man. It's a party every week. So what they got?
They went with Sade, so end up being 2.
You got that.
1. She won it by 3-2. It's now 2-1. She's up by 1. All right, this is round 4. We'll start off with who we start off. Oh, we start off with first. We're gonna start off with Tierra Whack first. This is called My Power. Here we go.
I was always in the lead. Who you wanna be? I'm who they wanna be. BEAUTYE. Never seen so much rage from a queen. Rage from a queen. Queen so strong, thought she was a machine. Girl in your dreams, Sinclair regime. Turn to the max, can't forget Maxine. But first to me, it's the goddess. I'm tired of being modest. 100 degrees the hottest. If we're being honest, ebony anybody's. Black people win, they say we being demonic. Angel in disguise, I hate I have to disguise it. Why you gotta despise it? Rich in your mind is why I'm making the
right, that was Tierra Whack, My Power. This is K Sade Meta.
Start from the beginning, I wouldn't move. Don't block when I'm entering in the room. No feature appearances if a tool to leverage my relevance more important than you. Than every song I ever did prior to. Real fans are knowing whether or not you run the scan and see I'm not on a trend when I am not in your world, so I don't follow your plan. No, mask off, I'm entering in the room. So say the handshake for someone you know. Cause all I know is I don't know you know. Oh, you know, I'll show you around the dojo, the mojo, the flow don't let up. Let's up the downpour like Toto. Shot to Africa, I want all y'all acting up, no matter.
All right, that was Meta by K Sade versus Tierra Whack's My Power verse. Who y'all going with?
Crazy close. I like Tierra's cadences just a little better, so I'll say Tierra.
All right, what you got, Kenny?
I'm going with Kay. I really like the way she was flowing on that joint. It was nice.
Yeah, I thought Tierra's was a bolder song. It was more daring, but I did like Kay's a little bit better. Like Tierra's was if I liked her verses a little bit more, I would have definitely given it to her, but I think Kay's verse was better. Even though Tierra's song was more ambitious, I'll say that. So, but I still got Kay.
All
What
right.
you got, Jeremiah?
I think I like My Power, the way the aggression of the whole track was a little bit more.
It was, yeah.
And then her flow was crazy, so I'm going with Tierra as well.
What's that?
2-2.
Okay, all right.
No, I mean it's 2-2. Like they have to. We wait for them to break the tie.
Between us. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what y'all got? It's up to y'all.
Yeah.
What y'all got?
Eric says, shout out to Eric for holding down Damo. Looks like Tierra slightly.
What's up, Eric Boston?
So Tierra got that round.
Okay. All right.
And it's now 2-2 for the overall total. So, all right, here we go. This is round 5. We'll start off with K Sade. This is called Oreo, I think. I don't know. Orar, I guess. I'm terrible.
O-R-O.
Okay, there you go.
On the sign, they will only find it when they look inside you. Yeah. Are we aware? It's so why looking at the science? Do you see what I do? Cause I'm out in my nation, out in my special. Blowing they cover, lightning and thunder. Fighting the wonder. But why don't they wanna admit it's more we can learn and forget which makes all our wisdom ridiculous. Basic is given in the hymn is, at least for the sake of forgiveness. Came for the feelings and the misfits, yeah. Even for the little eccentric, yeah. Even with the deepest of the sinners. Shock all their hearts like defibrillators and buy our time. Buy the command of the world.
All right, that was K Sade with O-R-O. And this is Tierra. This is Tierra Whack TD.
Did it all with a passion. I'm a guard in this fashion. Chicken trying to fit in with their arms in my jacket. Had to pull myself together like it's all elastic. Got the heart of a dragon. I'm a stalk on me, Patrick. Heard the clip, talking shit, so I caught him in traffic. I'm the type to walk in your house, feel this shit mattress.
Slow down, you're spitting everywhere.
I'm good. You can take it all away. I'm God to follow me, cause I know the way. I'm a affiliate, we all fly. If we don't got the whip, we do the walk by. All your new pics should be archived. If you cross paths, if you cross side. Had to step with shit, chose the wrong side. Mob ties, get hog tied. Shit, chose the wrong side. I love your flow, nobody.
All right, that was Tierra Whack, TD versus K Sade. What did y'all call the name of the song? Ori?
I don't know. I just spelled it out for them so they could decide for themselves.
It's Aurora. It's Storm's real name. Storm from the X-Men.
Oh, okay.
Aurora.
Okay. Aurora. All right, so who y'all got?
I'm upset because at Kay's song, I was like, oh, she's got this.
Yeah,
but
me too.
That rapping is my favorite. It's like that JID type. She
Yes.
does that so
Yes. Thank you. Another JID appreciator, man. Like I love that. Like that choppy. Like
crazy.
I love that. So yeah, I got you. But so you going with Tierra?
I'm picking Tierra. Yeah.
All right, Kenny.
I'm going. It's really close, but I gotta go K just because I like Marvel, and I was feeling the way she was spitting.
You connected with the name. I got you. I got a toss, man. I felt the same way as Mitch, man. I was like, yo, K got this. And then when I heard Tierra, I was like, golly, man, she's always making this hard. Tierra is super dope, but K is showing herself to be super dope as well.
I agree.
She's polished, man. She need to be on somebody's something. She's good.
Amen.
So I gotta toss this one. Jeremiah.
I am probably gonna toss it too. So it's 1-1. We need them to
Up
break
y'all
it again.
Y'all are very important today. Make a good decision. Come on, Trackstarz Universe. We need you. What y'all got? What y'all got? Call it, Eric.
Says a toss online. He said really looks like a
overall
toss.
toss.
Online.
Is that an overall toss? Okay. All right.
Yeah, man.
So this is it.
All right. Yeah, this is it. It's wait, I'm confused. Oh, all right. All right, so it's 2-2 going into the final round. So this is a tiebreaker right here. All right, we're gonna start off with Tierra Whack this time. Unemployed. Here we go.
Having flashbacks, where your past that, where the cash at, ayo past that, I will stab back, just for bags racks, front on me and I'll punch that on chat. Are you okay? Please don't ask that. I don't act black, got a fat cat, you a rat, rat-a-tat-tat-tat-a-tat-tat, tattoos, but you can't see them. Ice cold, yeah, I'm going skiing. I get around at the Coliseum, used to roam around with no pot to pee and I'm hard tips. Get away with murder like Christoph, you get crisscrossed in the big loft, I'm a big boss, so much sauce I drip broth. The wait is over, I'm taking over, you're overweight, you ate a soda, I'm super sober, you doing coke.
All right, that was Tierra Whack with Unemployed. This is K Sade with Never Old or Even.
Never out of even. No pressure.
Never out. No, I go old. My bad.
Wishy-washy, that's a coward's kind of treason. Y'all don't need me neither, yet he left me with the flow. And we got the flow, okay, I guess you didn't know. Bang, hammer to the panel, shoulda did this long ago. Don't be rooting for me, rah-rah, so inapropos. I don't need kudos from your radar. In my race car, on my way to praise God, dropping my prevailing flows like
Never kind of stop, never out or even. Always making moves in and out of season.
All right, that was K Sade, Never Out of Even. Tierra Whack, Unemployed. Who y'all going with?
I'm using a toss for that one because they're different records, but like they both do great in their like sound.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say toss.
Kenny.
I would say Tierra. I was feeling her just a little bit more. It was close, but I was feeling Tierra just a little bit more.
See, this song is the song that I realized who Tierra Whack was.
Oh,
I think you put this in another line for line. I was like, oh snap! That's the kind of rapping I appreciate. Just if you want to know about me, what she did on this song, the beat, the way, everything about it, that's me 100%. I got to go Tierra Whack on that.
Yeah. I am going to go with K Sade, even though Unemployed is fire. I think K Sade did her thing. So I'm going to go with K.
So what'd you have, Kenny?
I had Tierra. Me and you had Tierra.
So it's up to them. They could either toss it or they could decide it. What y'all got?
So it look like K online.
Woo. So wait. So it's a toss, period.
Yeah.
That's an overall toss. Yo,
Yeah.
I love when that happens.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
So do we have to tie break it?
7, but we do have around 7.
We have to tie break it then, right?
Yeah, I mean, we can.
All right, let's do it. We got it. Let's go.
All right, round 7. Remember, no toss-ups, no nothing. It is what it is. All right, who y'all want to go first, K or Tierra?
Do Tierra first.
All right, this is Tierra Whack. Clones. Here we go.
Broke as a joke, you silly. Get right, I'm gilly. Child rock like Millie. Born and raised in Philly. Go around and roll like Hilly. Heart so cold it's chilly. Stole my style, you guilty. Try to take my flow. Who the I think he is? I just wanna make my dough. Gotta take care of my kids. Handlebars, handle my beers. RP, there's no dares. I would never tell no veil. Spit, but I wear no bibs. Try to take my flow. Who the I think he is? I just wanna make my dough. Gotta take.
All right, that was Tierra Whack Clones. This is K Sade. Nothing.
Headed to the top in an elevator. World trade views on my workday stroll. Living this dream at the job I love. And I'm married to a king with a nice free throw. Married to a king with the magical lad. And they fly me around when they want to be low. And oh, and it's looking like another vacay. Cause it seems like they all want to blow that smoke. They dropping comments and I okey doke them. And they fall along with their arguments. I'm a Charlotte guy, we got a lot in common. Yes, all along, you should have thought again. I got the power straight out the 90s when he gave me life. And then he gave it twice in 2000.
All right, that was Nothing by Sade versus Tierra Clones. Who y'all got?
I got K. That beat was crazy, and she was floating over it.
Kenny.
What'd you say? You said you got who?
I got K.
Okay, all right.
Kenny, what you got?
I got K as well. I liked hers. Like she was floating. It was great.
I would say this would have been my toss up. And if I could have had a toss up, K pulled it out at the end. Towards the second half of the song, I was like, okay, I like this now. So I got K. The Tierra Whack song, it felt like it was going somewhere, but in the clip I heard, it didn't go much. It didn't go very far. So I got K on that one.
I will have to say I like Nothing. Nothing is one of my favorite songs from Sade. But I think Clones is fire too. But I will have to give it to K. So 4-zip.
K got that one. Man, she's good, man.
Yeah, she is.
She surprised me.
The final.
Because I was like, when I saw, because if y'all don't know how this works, I get this ahead of time, right? So Jeremiah will send me this, and I'll put the actual line for line together. Y'all see this? So when I saw you sent Tierra Whack, I was like, oh man, because I know what she can do, and I haven't heard much of Sade, so I was like, oh man, this is not fair. But K held her own, man. She didn't just hold her own; she beat her. So that's awesome.
Yeah, man, she got some good music, man. Her music is fire. She's doing a lot of stuff now with Drew Bex, which is another situation that's great. So, yeah, man.
Yo, thank you guys for joining us today, Mitch, Kenny, KJ52. We appreciate you guys. Y'all pray for me again that I get better again because I was sick 2 weeks ago. So, but yeah, we love having you guys on. Thank you for the conversation. If you felt like, man, I don't want Trackstarz to be white, but I also want them to be doing better, just support us. Just support us however we look, right? Tell your friends, share it, do whatever you can to push this thing because, like, regardless of what you see, we're working on a lot of stuff in the background. We spend time all day, every day working on stuff. So we have stuff to unveil to you that may make the numbers look better. But again, you guys worry about that part. If you want us to do better numbers-wise, push it to your friends, tell everybody about it, subscribe, join the universe, do all that kind of stuff. That'll help us on that end while we work on this side. All right? So thank you guys. We appreciate you. You in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Let's go.
Now I'm in the field with Trackstarz right now. I had a blessed time. Hopefully you guys are listening. If you're not, then you're losing. Now I'm in the field with Trackstarz right now. I had a blessed time. Hopefully you guys are listening. If you're not, then you're losing.